only ever get what you feel that you truly do deserve in life. You will never go after something that you feel is out of your reach, and you're never going to actually settle for something that is less than you think that you deserve. So for example, if you are used to going to luxury brands and buying luxury things like, let's say, Prada or Dior, right? For you, it's not natural to actually go into Zara and buy something there because your energy is aligned with that luxury brand, and you won't be okay to settle for something from Zara. And also from the other way around, if you're actually used to that, it's going to feel very unnatural to go into some kind of luxury store and start picking like clothes there. So very simple example, right? But it's truly how it works. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. So what you believe that you deserve, this is where you start attracting things in your life, and where you are in alignment with energy, this is what will feel comfortable for you. And when it's more than you think that you deserve, it's going to feel very uncomfortable for you, even if it's something that you know that you truly wanted. So I'm here today to actually show you that you should never settle for less, because you deserve absolutely everything that you do want in life. So I'm going to show where those patterns, where those beliefs are coming from, how to start breaking them, and how to start living the life that you truly want. So here's a metaphor for you. You are in New York and you actually want to go to Los Angeles. You're imagining, while you've never been in LA, that LA is like dream city for you. It has absolutely everything you ever wanted, everything makes sense, and you put all the stuff to your car, right? You're ready to move, everything seems to be good, even though you've never been there. It's a crucial point. You've heard from other people, oh, it's amazing this, it's amazing that. Some people, they're like, no, I really didn't like that. So they have all of the different beliefs, all of the different experiences from their own life. So they bring all of those things to you. And also they're saying you are crazy to just take everything and move to a place you've never ever been before. So you start moving to the direction of Los Angeles, right? And you see that, oh shit, like there's traffic, and you start thinking, oh, maybe something was wrong, and you've been stuck there for hours and hours and hours, and you still don't see beaches because you've never been that road, right? So let's pretend that you never knew how the road looks like when you're coming from New York to Los Angeles. Then out of nowhere, your tire actually pops. So when it pops, you think like, oh my God, this is the sign from the universe that it's actually not for me. I should be going back home again to New York where I was. I should have been more grateful because right now I have all of the stuff already in my car. I need to unpack again. I need to find a place to live. And I don't think that I can make it because it's just not for me. You're starting to give up just because your tire popped. Even though you don't know that behind the scenes, that tire popping was maybe something that you were saved from the accident that was happening on the road. And if you would have kept on going, you would be in that accident. So this actually protected you in order for you to be safe. Then when you're starting to move forward, again, you're on the road and you need gas. What are you doing? Of course, you're solving the problem. You're going to the gas station, you're actually filling up, and you're going little by little to the dream of Los Angeles. And then when you get there, you immerse yourself to experience. And those who give up earlier and they decide to go back home, they are settling for New York, even though for the rest of time, they always feel that they still want to go, and they always wonder what would have happened if I actually would have continued going there and experiencing what I think I want, because you still have the belief that it's actually everything that you wanted. And of course, all of that is a representation. For example, if New York is your current reality and Los Angeles is where you want to be. So for example, a current job and the dream job that you have, there is a certain path that you need to go through in order to get where you want. So everything is possible, but the thing is that people freak out and they want signs and they want everything, and they think that, oh, I do not deserve this, I am not supposed to be there, and they just get scared, and all of the things that people around them are saying to discourage them, they start to believe them. And this is where the problem begins, that you're not living your life anymore, and people get disconnected from their wants, what they really, really want in life, because they've been listening to everyone else's belief and they've been living by everything that other people are saying to them, just because they are scared, just because they don't believe enough for themselves in universe. They just get discouraged. They don't have enough energy to actually go for something new, because for brain change is also very, very scary. So if it can allow itself to dodge that scarcity, uncertainty, and keep you in the same place, is going to do that. So it's definitely a little bit of work to make sure that you're actually moving in the direction where you want to be, because otherwise, what is life all about? To live your limitations and that's it? Because think of it in the long run. If you're living your life and you never do whatever you want, you never get the partner that you want, you never go in the direction that you want to do in life, you only do something that makes sense, that brings money, you only settle for someone who also makes sense, who is very responsible, but you don't have that fun, that joy that you want. So all of that, it really makes you live someone else's life, because you decided to live by those beliefs that you've created for yourselves, to live by those rules that you have for yourself, and they don't bring you anywhere new. Those beliefs keep you stuck in the same place that you've been stuck all the time, that you've been living all the time. So the thing is that beliefs, they are really coming from when you're growing up, from 0 to 8 years old. This is where the whole belief system is actually mainly built from the environment that you are around. So you didn't even pick and choose. So you really need to start seeing what kind of rules are you living by, the ones that are actually limiting you from living what you want to live. Because otherwise you're going to always live by the rules that are not even true, and the ones that are not bringing you happiness. So if we're actually taking that same metaphor that I used to going from New York to LA, which means from current reality and where you want to go, this is where it gets very interesting, what kind of system you're actually using in order for you to get there. So the thing is that we as humans, we actually have our inner selves, right? So we're always connected to the source. This is where feelings really come into play. So feelings are something that is actually considered as a sixth sense on leading us where we need to go by things where we want to be. The whole purpose of us being on earth is actually to expand, to experience something new, just go for what we want in life. And when we don't do that, we actually feel that we have very low energy. And this is where source is actually telling to us that, okay, you're not going where you need to go. And the source or the universe is actually telling you, go here, go here, go here. And how do you know where she actually telling you to go? Is by pointing you what feels good to you. So when we think from going from A to B point, us as humans, we try to use logic, we try to use common sense, how to make it more efficient and everything. So that is completely fine. But the thing is, when it comes down to universe, it wants to lead you in the most pleasant way. So let's say from New York to LA, it takes you double than normal, but you actually enjoy that path that you're going, because you're visiting all different places, you're meeting all different people that are very nice, you're having random nice experiences, you're networking and everything. Everything falls into place perfectly just because you're actually following something that you want. So if on your way to Los Angeles, I don't know, you want to visit San Diego as well, right? So you actually go there, and this really fulfills the experience and actually brings all the pieces that need to be brought into place. Who knows, maybe you meet actually someone on that longer way that is someone who is going to be your, I don't know, like best friend or something, or they actually have something that you need in order to provide that to you. The universe had to bring you in that longer direction. So everything is actually placed in perfect timing, but you have to trust it in the first place. And of course, it's a little bit difficult to do if you are used to living by your limiting beliefs and only going in the direction of logic and what makes sense. And when everyone around you in your environment is actually living by their limiting beliefs, you think that this is the right thing to do. But your inner self, it always knows that no, you're actually created for way more in this life. When I broke up with my previous partner, I really wanted to move out. There was no way for me moving out considering everything that I lived up to that point. So all the past experiences showed me and made me believe that it's not possible. I wasn't making enough money in order to live by myself. So rather than me thinking, okay, this is not possible and everything, I felt that I do not deserve to make more to live by myself. And I was scared because I don't know even where to start to work with that. So I could live alone by myself. I focused a whole month on intense work. And then when I felt aligned with myself, I didn't have the need to move out of that apartment anymore. I was just focusing on everyday joy. And then after 3 months, and those 3 months, I actually didn't even bother thinking about that too much of how I need to move out of that apartment. An opportunity dropped into my lap where I could make literally 10 times more in 1 month than I was making previously, just because I actually did the work and I questioned the beliefs and everything. So I had to put myself also into possibility, because one belief that I shifted in my own mind, that okay, how can I make more money than before? It all comes down to skill set. I'm like, okay, so I can use the same time that I'm using right now, just with a different skill set. I didn't know what the skill set was. And that opportunity literally came out of nowhere. No applications, nothing. I didn't expect it. It came from someone that I've known 3 to 2 months, something like that. However, when that opportunity dropped into my lap, this is where I actually met my friends. And one of them has a very poor kind of mindset when it comes down to things coming out of nowhere. And it's just something that it's not a thing for him. And when I shared this exciting, thrilling news with him that, oh, I got this job opportunity, like I'm actually going for it, what he said is that this is a scam. And I remember for a second, I got a little bit scared, a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to believe that. But I know if that opportunity would have come to me earlier, before I did the work, I would have believed him and I wouldn't have gone with the opportunity of making that money. Here's the catch, that even after I already learned the skill set in this particular place and I already started making money, like at that point, I still wasn't at 10 times more, but I went from 1K in US dollars to 6K, then 8K, then 12K. This is where I was like, holy shit, okay, this is absolutely amazing. And I was so excited to share it with that friend. And when I shared it with him, he still couldn't believe it. Literally, when it was even in my bank account, I was literally showing him, he still wouldn't accept it. So that's why I'm saying that you need to understand how much you need to disconnect and do not believe what people in your environment are saying, because you're going to actually lean into their limiting beliefs. Because when it comes down to fear and you're still not strong enough in your beliefs, the ones that are empowered and the ones that people around you are not living by, this is going to discourage you. So inner work always comes first. So talking about questioning your beliefs, this is where you have to be very aware of what is happening, right? So when you want a certain thing, see what kind of belief is coming up when you start feeling that fear. So for example, I remember when I wanted to attract the love of my life, and I didn't know how to go about it, because of course at that point I didn't have that in my experience. So everyone in my experience were using those dating apps essentially to meet someone. So I had a friend who actually was pushing me to get on those apps, then go to the clubs and all of the crazy things that I really do not like doing. And I felt that, oh, I feel the push of actually needing to do those things, because how otherwise you're going to meet someone? And this is what everyone around told me to do, but especially that one friend. And then I still said, like, no, it doesn't feel right to me. And I also focused on my inner self, on the possibility of actually that person even existing, the one that would match me absolutely ideally. Believe me, I started from so small. I couldn't even tap into possibility of someone being actually perfect for me. And then after I tapped into it, beliefs that were coming from other people, they didn't bother me anymore. And I was like, if someone is meant for me, I'm going to meet them in the right way. And if not, that's completely fine, because I don't want to meet just anyone, just in order to have that space actually filled with someone. So truly, when it comes down to inner work, there are certain things that you absolutely must do. Is, first of all, of course, as I already mentioned, is start questioning your beliefs, right? So what is actually holding back from you even believing that something that you want is out there, right? So when you're going to see what is holding you back, right? Why is it not possible for you? Then you're going to see, oh, okay, this is actually not real. This is where you're gonna go to the second step. And this is where you have to tap into possibility of that opportunity. I don't know, job, love, relationship, friendships, I don't know, traveling somewhere, like anything that you want, just giving a chance for it to have a possibility of being possible in your life of at least 1%. Be like, okay, if I would win a lottery, I would be able to do that, right? Or if I knew someone and magically just met someone, and I know a lot of people, someone might be connected to that job opportunity that is out there that I want, right? So you can start exploring how you can see that there would be a connection, because I'm telling you, you usually things that are meant for you, they're going to come out of nowhere, and the things that are not meant for you usually are going to be not complete, and you're not going to feel satisfied. So you have to actually trust the process to the universe in order for you to be brought things that you really want. Because every single time when you feel unhappy about something, that you feel lack somewhere, the way Abraham Hicks explains, so this is where you shoot the rocket that you want something. And all of the even smallest things that you ever thought, that you ever experienced, and you thought, I want that, like I don't want this anymore, all of that goes to your initial vortex. So vortex is literally where you have all of your wishes. And if you're feeling negative emotions, you're not allowing all of those things that you want in your life to come to you. You feel the need to actually struggle, work for them, and try to find logical ways to get to them, rather than everything to be created by you in order for you to be delivered. But the thing is, how are you actually creating? You're creating through experiencing those things that you do not want. You shoot it to your vortex, right? There are literally like notes that are taken on behalf of you. So everything is aligning perfectly. Everything that you want is actually coming to you all the time. But it only depends if you're aligning with those things that you want in order for them to come to you. If you're thinking that, oh, I still don't have it, oh, where is it, oh, it's never gonna happen, oh, I'm doing everything right, but it's still not happening, the thing is that you don't feel that you are having it right now, and you don't feel the ease, you don't feel the joy for life. This is why it's not happening to you. This is why it's not coming into your life. So you have to have that in your mind. Then another thing that is allowing you to actually shift the energetic patterns in your frequency, the ones that you've been most probably bringing since your childhood, right? This is where you're going to need to do shadow work, or something called the completion process from Teal, Swan. So this is actually the whole process where you go into meditative state. You actually go into the patterns where they started, into those energetic patterns. You're going to work on taking that root out in order for those energetic patterns to dissipate, to actually allow that energy to be released. And this is where that energy is going to be fulfilling all of those dreams that you're looking into achieving, all of those goals, all of the things that you want that you're not settling for. This is where you're going to allow them to be brought into your world. And if you feel that you actually need some help with going through this process, you can actually reach out to me. I will leave my email down below, and I will walk you through the whole process and make sure that we're getting those beliefs out with all the roots. Truthfully, I just wanted to do kind of a reality check-in. Last week, I wasn't feeling too much into creating on YouTube and everything, but I'm like, okay, I cannot do this if I'm not feeling aligned. If I'm not feeling that I'm putting my time into something that I want to do, what's even the point of doing it? So I had to realign myself to feel again, okay, I'm excited, and I know that everything, when I'm thinking of it, of the big picture, I actually really want to go there. I really want to be there. I really want to be a part of this exciting journey. So the most important thing for me is to actually keep that kind approach to myself, right? If I'm not feeling one way, what is happening? Maybe some kind of old belief is coming up. Maybe I start attaching to the outcomes that I see along the way. So all those things, you need to make sure that you're going from the alignment within, rather than attaching yourself to certain milestones and goals from outside of yourself, because otherwise it doesn't even make sense. Why would you do the process, right? Meaning the process of going from A to B and working through your whole beliefs and everything. So yeah, just a quick reminder to be kinder to yourself, be patient, and as long as you enjoy every day, as long as you enjoy the process, you're gonna be good, and you're definitely going into the right direction.